Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I would like us to talk about the new Space Wolves miniatures. Especially because, to be honest, I'm very happy with all the reveals. I'm delighted about how the Space Wolves are looking, and of course I wanted to use this opportunity to share with all of you my opinion. And I'm going to repeat that again, this video is just going to be my opinion, so of course, as always, I invite you to let me know in the comments what you think about the new Space Wolves miniatures. Okay, first of all, let's start talking about the new Bloodclaws and the new Grey Hunters. I like a lot these two new units, I really like how they look. And probably, like everyone else, the first time that I saw these miniatures, I thought that they were just assault intercessors with an upgrade sprue, but then after looking at them more carefully, it's like, okay, these are different poses, they have different power armor, they are different, they are unique to the Space Wolves. And for me that's something very important, because yes, they look like Space Marines, and at first sight they can look like regular assault intercessors, but no, they are different, and when you look at them they feel different, and I'm very happy about that, because of course they are Space Marines, they cannot be super different one from another, but when we look at these ones, they have this extra layer of detail, and I don't know, they don't need to be painted with the Space Wolves color scheme to look like Space Wolves. I'm sure that if they don't have any paint on them, they are still going to feel like Space Wolves, and for me that's wonderful. And I also like a lot of attention to detail, because for example, when we take a look at the Bloodclaws, they are supposed to be the neophytes, so when I look at them they look more aggressive, they have more like action poses, and when I look at the heads, they have like a lot of not bearded heads, and they have like these crazy hairstyles, so yes, I kinda can feel that absolutely. And then when I look at the Grey Hunters, they have like these nice, more calm poses. I really like the poses of the Grey Hunters, I think that they are super cool. I like a lot this specific unit, I especially like the weapons and the combination of different power armors. It's super cool, I really like what I'm seeing here. But what I mentioned, when we look at them, they feel more veteran, they have beards, they are more calm, I don't know, they feel older, and I like that, because these are supposed to be like proper Space Marines that you can call Space Marines, they are not just neophytes. Awesome miniatures, all of them, and now we can start talking about the Wolfguard head takers. Okay, first of all, before I forget, I want to say that I like a lot those wolves. They look super cool, I really like the poses, they have like this nice movement, action, aggressive poses, I really like the fur, I like how their faces are sculpted to feel aggressive, I think that they look very good. And to continue talking about the Wolfguard, I'm in love with these miniatures. I especially like those shields, very unique, very fun, they look very cool. And not only that, I like all the extra layer of detail, because it feels very consistent to me. Like with each unit that we mentioned right now, they are from more newer recruits to the more veterans, and you can clearly feel that not only on the heads with I mentioned about the beards and the hairstyles and such, but also with the amount of detail that the power armor has. Here we can see this wolf fur on them, we have the extra runes, we have those super cool looking shields, plus the power weapons that they look very great by themselves. I don't know, I think that with these specific miniatures they did a fantastic job, because again, they look awesome. It is also nice that we can have different weapon options, like for example here we can see that we can have them with 2 weapons. I wonder if there will be rules for that in game, but if not, it's okay, because they're going to still be looking super cool. And it's funny, because I like a lot the helmets that they have, but I like much more the bear heads. I especially like the one with the eye patch. I think it looks super interesting and unique. I don't know, for me it's very fun. It's like each unit it's getting better and better. Let's jump into characters, and we're going to start with the Vat Leader. Again, I'm in love with this character. It's like an upgrade version of the previous miniatures that we saw, this Wolfguard. I like this one, because it's not only that we have all those extra details, that the fur of the wolf and such, here we also have this nice looking cape, and some really awesome looking heads. I really like them, I think that they're super cool as well. And I always like to praise miniatures that gave us different options. In this specific case we have a generic character but not many options. The pose is exactly the same, even if we choose to have shield plus sword or plasma pistol plus thunder hammer. But I do think that both of them they look very good, so I'm not going to complain about this character having not too many poses or weapon options. After all, this is equivalent of a lieutenant, so if it was equivalent of a captain, I would expect much more, but this is a lieutenant, it's much more than I expect from them. And now we can talk a little bit more about that wolf priest, that is supposed to be the combination of an apothecary plus chaplain. And when I look at him, it's like, okay, I can see the chaplain part, but I don't get the apothecary part. Maybe they could have made something slightly different, but still, the character by itself, it looks super cool, super unique, it looks great. I like a lot the pose, I like a lot all the details that are regarding the space wolves that he has on the power armor. There's like a lot of things going on there, and I think that that's awesome. Aside from that, we can also change the weapons. I always like when we can do that. But for me, the most important part is that we have 3 different head options, and all of them, they look really good. On one side, I really like that wolf skull that he's wearing, but on the other side, I look at that bald head with a long beard and it's like, okay, just by looking at that head, I want to start practicing painting Space Marine heads to get to paint them better so I can assemble him with that specific head. Let's continue with another character. Let's talk about Mr. Rockfist, another awesome character, but this time wearing Terminator armor. This is probably one of the coolest Terminators that I have ever seen, and I'm going to repeat that later, because each Terminator is going to be getting better and better. I mean, the pose of this one is beyond epic. I really like what they did with him, because this pose by itself, for me, it's awesome. I really like this one, but then they decided to have this pose throwing the hammer, and it's also really good. And I think that we just changed one arm, or the position of one arm, but still they feel very different, and there's like a different movement to them. I don't know, I would like to see how that works in person, but I have to say that I love what I'm seeing here. I like a lot the pose, I like a lot the aggressive expression that he has on his face, but not only that, I also like that he has some battle damage on the power armor, because that makes him much more unique, because until now most of the Terminators that we have seen, they have like a very new power armors, so in this specific case we can see that this is a hero of 1,000 battles and he looks awesome. The shield is also great, and everything about this miniature is great for me, basically. I like a lot this specific character. Let's go from awesome character to another awesome character. I have to say that I love the pose of this miniature. Like, probably for everyone it reminds me of Gandalf in the first movie of the Lord of the Rings, but with that being said, I really like what I'm seeing here. The runes on the staff, they are awesome, the rocks levitating are great, the amount of Space Wolves details that we can see on that power armor is fantastic, that beard is great as well, and not only that, it's like when I look at this miniature, it's like, okay, this is perfect, this is a really cool looking character. This one specifically used to have Terminator armor in the previous miniature, but not in this one. I'm very okay with that, because in the latest reveals we had 3 named characters, 2 of them were in Terminator armor, so I'm okay that they decided to remove the Terminator armor for one of them, especially from this one, because we can see that he's some kind of psyker. Maybe they don't call them like that with the Space Wolves, but well, he uses what he uses. And I don't know, I think that it's not that necessary, so if one of them had to lose the Terminator armor, I think that this was the one to go. I love the movement of the cape, I love the wolf on top of him, I don't know, I think that everything on this miniature looks great, and it's a really nice combination of different details. I think that this is an awesome character. Let's continue with the last unit revealed at the moment of making this video, the Wolfguard Terminators. They are awesome, they are beyond epic, probably the best Terminators that I have seen so far. This is a super cool looking unit. And not only that, I think that this is the Space Marine chapter that you can clearly see the evolution of the Space Marine from being a neophyte to being a Space Wolves, Wolfguard Terminator. They look very good, and you can clearly see how they are improving. It's like a range of miniatures, like from here to here. I think that it looks very nice. I really like that kind of things. As I mentioned previously with the beards, here you can see that all of them, they have like these huge beards. They have like this really cool fantasy future vibe of Vikings in space. I don't know, I like a lot that kind of thing. I also like that they feel very aggressive as well. I don't know, I think that they are some of the coolest Terminators that I have seen. And they also feel very unique because, for example, we have this one with a two-handed axe, that's awesome. But then we have an alternative pose for that miniature and we have with claws, and for me it's even more awesome and it looks better. I don't know, I really like what they did with all of these miniatures. And to finish, the last miniature reveal until now was Logan Grimnard. What can I say about this miniature? Like really, I don't know what to say. I look at this and for me it's awesome. I think that the base looks maybe too big. I really hope that it's a 60mm base because that's the maximum that I will accept for a chapter master. Because High Marshal Helbred from the Black Templars, he's in a 60mm base. It looks good and I think that it will be the best for this character to be also in a 60mm base. I don't want the bases to grow too big for chapter masters because then it's going to be weird, like really, it will be weird, I guess. And aside from that, the miniature by itself is awesome. We have him in the biggest tactical rock that I have ever seen, impressive, and then we have two wolves on the base that really make him pop out much more because it's like a very nice element there. I mean, and we can also see how these two wolves are different from the wolves that we saw previously with the Wolfguard head takers, so I'm happy about that these ones feel different, they feel bigger, more aggressive, they feel like they are worthy to be next to the chapter master. And then he by himself, it's also awesome, it's like really cool looking Terminator character. I'm like really, I like the weapon. Maybe it could be in a different position, but I get that maybe they wanted to do that, so in the picture we can see the weapon, so I can accept that. I'm not going to complain about anything because I don't have anything to complain about, and I don't even have things to say, oh, I like this but I would have preferred to be in a different way. No, I saw this miniature, I fell in love completely, and I was like, okay, just because of this miniature I can see myself starting a Space Wolves army because this is an awesome centerpiece for an army. Until now, these were all the Space Wolf reveals that we have seen so far, and again I would like to ask you to let me know in the comments what you think about these miniatures. You can also let me know if you would like me to paint some of them because I need some excuse to go for them at some point, so you can help me with that. My only issue with these miniatures, the Space Wolves in general, is that I'm not in love with the color scheme. I think that if I had to paint them, I will try to go for a different vibe, but the miniatures by themselves, they are awesome, so anything that we put on them, it's going to look good. I'm super happy for all the Space Wolves players, existing ones and new ones, because the new miniatures are really good looking. Not only that, I also expect, or hope that these miniatures will work super well and people will like them a lot, so thanks to this, probably in the future we will see other Space Marine chapters having the same type of personality that the Space Wolves have. Like, I would like to see like each of the most important chapters having their own Terminators or having extra units or characters. That's always something good for the hobby and to add more variety. And for now, we don't have more compliments for these miniatures because I don't want to repeat the same about how much I like them. Maybe there will be more reveals, maybe not, we will have to wait and see. So for now, I like a lot what I'm seeing here. And with all of that being said, this is the end of the video, so of course, as always, if you are still here, please consider giving me a like and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.